Hi, third, fourth, and fifth grade leaders. We're preparing for April 14th. And this week we are looking at Jesus's crucifixion. And as a part of that story, we are, of course, talking about how Jesus was the perfect sacrifice. But we also want to look at everything else that was happening all around Jesus during that time. Remember his mom and the disciples were there at the crucifixion. There were soldiers there. There were two criminals on other crosses hanging with Jesus who by law deserved to die for their crime. But Jesus didn't deserve to die for the crime he had been accused of. The accusation was that he claimed to be God, and that didn't necessarily mean that he had to die. But the people, when taken to Pilate, Pilate turned him over, and the people decided his sentence, not necessarily the law. And so all of that was so that we would know that Jesus was the perfect sacrifice and that he was there in our place. While the other two criminals deserved what they were getting, he was not, by law, he didn't deserve death necessarily. He was perfect. He was God. And so he was there as a substitute for us. And this is important because the game you're going to play today during small group helps you sort that out. Before you get there, you have your social activity. You have your two bags with eggs in them. Kids are going to, in a minute, it's a minute to win it game, are going to take the eggs and try to match up all of the pieces. There's 6 eggs per bag, and they're all mixed matched. And so they have 1 minute each to try to match up the right eggs and get them back in the bag. If you want to vary the game up a little bit to make it a lot more fun, or if you want to give the kids the chance to figure out a new way that they could play it, feel free to do that. These social activities are for you to build relationships with kids. When kids walk in the room, they're all scanning the room, trying to figure out, okay, where do I fit in this? Who am I going to talk to? Who's going to pay attention to me? And by us having planned activities that they come into, where it's not just everybody taking care of themselves, where there is a reason to come in the room, then kids are finding a way to connect sooner. And so these activities are to help you connect sooner, but also to give you something when you're done with everything else to continue to play and figure out ways to connect with each other. All right, then you'll move into large group. And after large group, you're gonna do small group. In your small group time today, you're going to play a game called Free the Captives. And what you're going to do with this game is you're going to create 2 teams and pair off the kids on each team, and they're going to take turns. And the first one in the line is going to play rock, paper, scissors. Now, I don't know if you remember how to play rock, paper, scissors, but you play it rock beats the scissors, paper beats the rock, and scissors beats the paper. And so whoever wins when they do the rock, paper, scissors, shoot, then the person that wins gets to stay up and pair up to the next person in line. The person that loses goes to jail for the opposing team. And what they're trying to do is capture each other's players. So I don't think there's much strategy in rock, paper, scissors. Kids may tell you different. I'm not sure. I've never been able to figure out a strategy, but it'll be fun to see how that all shakes out. And then what you're going to do is whoever has the most captives in their jail is the winner at the end of the game. And then to turn things up, give the winners the chance to celebrate whatever they want to do. But then just to turn things around, you're going to, the team that sends all of the other team's players to their prison wins. And so the winners are going to serve your special snack that you have cookies and juice, to the losers. Now, typically the losers would serve the winners, right? And all of this is to help us see this picture of Jesus taking the place for what we deserve. So the winners deserved to get the cookies and juice first. They deserved to have somebody serve them and to praise them and all of this sort of stuff. And Jesus definitely deserved all of that. But he switched roles, and he was the one who served us by dying on the cross. And so I'm hoping that each kid, as they are processing this information today, that they are beginning to see this big picture that we've been creating about why God sent Jesus and why Jesus had to be the one. Now you have your memory verse activity. You have strips of paper, and we probably are building our chains over time, which will be fun to see. And so today you're going to make another chain. Each kid gets a piece of paper, and they can write a word from the memory verse. If you want to help assign them which word they get, or if you just want to see what happens, you can do that too. You have a stapler in your green bag to staple all of these together, and then when we're all done, we'll put it all together. And I think what we'll do is try to make a chain link in the little areas where your small group are, so that maybe we can decorate it and just celebrate together as we get towards the end of a season of school and everything else. And then you can pray and dismiss your kiddos. You have been equipped the last few weeks to share the gospel with kids. Today we were very clear in how we shared the gospel with kids. Through this entire series, you've been given the opportunity to share the gospel clearly with kids. On March 24th, you had the chance to share the gospel clearly with kids. So I want you to know that I think every single one of you as a leader is ready to be a part of our summer program called The Party. And we're choosing to do this during the summer because we realize that there's a lot more kids available during the summer to be a part of this. If you wanted to do this for Easter, you could do a party for Easter. If you wanted to do it at some other time, you are welcome to do that. But we for sure want to have some parties happen in the summer. And I think each one of you is ready to go out and share the gospel with kids that are not in your small group. Maybe you want to take some of your small group kids, and they can come help you lead a party, and they can invite their friends from school so that you can have the party. There are all kinds of creative ways that we can put together parties in the Crossroads, and we want for you guys to be the ones that figure out how to do that. We have every resource available for you so that you can just come talk to me or Heather or Jennifer or Heather or Jennifer or Terry. And we would be happy to connect you with some other people who are ready to make a party happen and to coach you and help you be ready to lead a group of kids to understand who Jesus is. Thank you for leading, and I look forward to seeing how you use all of these skills that you developed as a small group leader to go out into our community and share the gospel of Jesus with everyone you know.